Prologue. 5 would-be heroes sit in the End Shift Tavern, a dive bar frequented by laborers and members of various service industries. The End Shift Tavern smells of old fish, salt, mold, and appears to have not been updated in decades, but their rates are inexpensive and the food never gets anyone sick. Thus, the crowds continue to flow through. In the back, a private room usually reserved for deals and acts most would prefer not to be public knowledge. A sixth being joins our group. A Loxodon, heavily tattooed, green and black plaid suit, and large tusks. He introduces himself as Scott, and the business propositions begin. A new trading transport company is proposed with a paycheck that none of you have ever seen the size of before. Terms are agreed upon and a celebratory round has been called for. A human barkeep enters with 6 glasses. She leans over and presents a round of Black Tooth Grin to everyone. Scott looks at the glass and states, as fine as any. This company shall be known as Blacktooth Grin. You all toast and take a heavy gulp of your beverages, and almost instantaneously the lights go out. Bound, some of you gagged, blindfolded, traveled in darkness for what felt like ages, in and out of consciousness. You'd awaken to hands searching your person, stripping you of all obvious weapons, tools, coin, and armor. The smell of damp jungle, the air heavy with humidity, weighs heavily upon you now as a rope suspends you in the air, and a voice shouts out, "You've had your time to assess the meat. Now, back to the house to place your wages. There's celebrations to be had and money to be lost. Crank, Earl, Spit. It's your turn to watch the action. Cut the line, enjoy your ale, and an accurate recount of the action is expected." The crowd cheers, and their sounds die down until you only hear 3 voices remain. With that, the snap of twine, the rush of air movement occurs, synonymous with the movement of a blade cutting through the air. Your final thoughts are, fuck Scott. We need to hunt this asshole down. As your bodies drop and you hear as you thud into the ground and collect your collective consciousnesses and try to figure out what's going on, you hear a guttural growl and clanking of chains. And that's where we'll begin this campaign. Welcome to Blacktooth Grin.